The Big Ape is back again in this re-release of the underrated platforming gem of a Wii U game, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. As someone who grew up with the Donkey Kong Country games on the Super Nintendo, it's nice to have the whole Kong family back in a new adventure. While I think those classics hold up well even today, the new and improved Donkey Kong game holds its own with stellar level design, fantastic music, and a sharp new look. There are a few quirks, but as a whole, the game is a wonderful addition to the Switch library, whether you are a level 30 gamer or not. The game is full of charm, and Retro Studios does a great job of bringing out the personality of each of the Kong members, as well as the environments and enemies. I do miss the Kremlings of the old school Country games, but at least the penguins and other sea creatures are a step up over the tiki masks and bland enemies of Donkey Kong Country Returns for the Wii and 3DS. The worlds have a great variety with a detailed yet cartoon-based aesthetic, and as odd as it is to say, it feels like a world Donkey Kong and his gang would inhabit. As a platformer, the game exceeds exceptionally well with a pretty sharp difficulty curve. Some of the bonus levels remove checkpoints and require pinpoint accuracy and timing to get through. But the challenge is welcome. Unlike the recent Kirby game where it was too easy for its own good, Tropical Freeze presents its challenge in a way that is fun thanks to tight level design. Open world games tend to dominate the market, so it's nice to have a focused design stage to complete. The minecart levels deserve their own shout out as they are flat out awesome and incredibly fun to play, as are boss battles. Other variations include barrel rockets and levels that span above and below water. The variety among them both in look and layout is stellar, and the abilities of your sidekick buddies, Diddy, Dixie, Cranky, and Funky, allow for not only different styles of play, but the ability to reach specific secret areas. This allows for multiple playthroughs of levels, making sure you have the right character to nab a Kong letter, puzzle piece, or secret exit, but can also up the challenge. For example, needing to traverse flawlessly with Dixie Kong by my side at the start of a level to reach a secret exit towards the end of a level added a nice rush when completed, and made me feel like I was a speedrunning pro, as failure and repetition gave you the practice needed to succeed. As a Donkey Kong Country veteran, I know what looks suspicious when it comes to secrets, so as a newcomer you may find some of these difficult. Some are downright nasty, and that brings up gripe number 1. If you plan on 100%ing this game, those puzzle pieces will be a pain in the butt. Some are designed to be difficult, and that's okay, I appreciate the challenge, but sometimes a puzzle piece would appear after getting a long string of bananas or obtaining every item in that screen of the world. If you miss one or don't care to spend time getting more, then you may miss out. Granted, this part of the game is for completionists, and you already know if you just want to have a good time playing the levels and not by finding everything. My second gripe is that the bonus stages are a little repetitive, amounting to nothing more than grabbing all the bananas on a variety of moving platforms or barrels. If it weren't for the puzzle pieces, I would just have skipped them, as they're not very interesting. Now, I saved the biggest gripe for last, and I don't want it to undermine an otherwise fantastic game, but I do have issues with the controls. Not all the time, but there is a certain weight to the characters that feels off, even slippery at times. Doing a roll jump gets too much air and distance, and not running before a jump always made me feel like I was just going to miss the landing. If you grew up playing the NES or SNES, you know that habit formed by having the top of your thumb holding the one button while you clamp down, the bottom of your thumb hitting the other button to jump. Even after completing several worlds, I had shaky confidence in my jumps and had 1 or 2 more deaths than I would have liked due to some control flubs. Maybe this was me just not being able to ignore the ingrained controls of 16-bit Donkey Kong, but when the bar of jumping in a video game is set by Mario, it's a little frustrating to see this in a Nintendo-published game. As with most things I've reviewed and played on the Switch, this game is great on the go and caters to a lot of different playstyles, so it is ideal for the level 30 gamer. Suspending a game off and on to complete a level or 2 at your leisure or downtime is great, as are long play sessions. Completing the level is rewarding even if you opt not to worry about unlocking the secret levels or collecting everything. If you do decide to go back and extend your playthrough repeating levels or to get collectibles, it only adds to the replay value. 2 player is an option for families who want couch co-op, as is an easier, funky mode, which is good for younger or less experienced players. I had this game on the Wii U, and it was nice to revisit it on the Switch. The decision to double dip was easy because I haven't played the game since I originally beat it a few years ago. My last gripe would be knowing that as soon as I beat it again, I don't have much incentive to go back and play, unless it's to go for collectibles or just to revisit this great world, cast of characters, and amazing platforming challenges. In that regard, your mileage may vary, but this is a game very much worth picking up. Well, that's my review on Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't seen my other videos or reviews, please make sure you visit my channel and check those out. If you have comments or feedback, feel free to leave that below, and I will see you in the next level.